Testing, testing. Testing. Give me 1 second. Okay, make sure that everything is smooth. Haven't recorded with voice in a long time, so. Testing, testing. Okay. Welcome to the first playthrough of Spines. My friend made this visual novel, and I'm going into it nearly completely blind. He's only told me about some of the ways that the pathways unfold, but he hasn't told me much about any of the story. So I'm excited because I haven't really ever playtested anything before, and this is going to be an alpha build of the playtest. So there's going to be some fillers, AI art where animations are supposed to be. There's gonna from what he told me, there's an opening animation, and it's going to be representative of what the rest of the artwork will look like after he gets the artist to finish doing the work. It's supposed to be an ever-evolving story with 7 different endings. I'm going to play through this a couple of different times, not this specific time right now. Right now I'm only playing through once. I have to wait for the chapters to come out, just like a normal game, a normal visual novel, at least, from my understanding. I have to still wait for him to create the rest of it. I only got the prologue in chapter 1 right now, but we're going to continue to show you what this game has to offer, and when the beta comes out, like second to last version, I will drop a second playthrough with a second ending, and then when the final game comes out, I'll drop a third playthrough with a third ending, and then when I will try to get the final, the true ending, which from what he told me actually takes a lot more than just playing through the game. You gotta be a detective. So that part I'm excited for. We're gonna go ahead and start this off. Rain crashes against the rooftop. I love when subtitles hit the sounds. I gotta play it. I'm not used to this. Reflections ripple beneath the stranger's feet. A woman runs. Her face is hidden. Her breath is uneven. Too fast. Too loud. Footsteps follow. Steady. Searching. Wait. I'm not the one running. The woman stumbles but keeps moving. The edge of the rooftop waits ahead. Then who is she? Why does this feel familiar? Like I should know what happens next. The footsteps grow closer. The woman does not look back. Stop. Turn around. Don't keep running. Her voice doesn't reach the woman. It doesn't echo. It doesn't exist. She can't hear me. The woman reaches the edge. Far below, Shin Tokyo moves like nothing is wrong. Traffic, neon, rain, the distant hum of the city, the footsteps stop ahead. You should feel honored. Your mind is valuable. The woman clenches her fist. Your death doesn't have to be wrong. No, don't listen to that. The thoughts hit Aiko with strange certainty. Bear with me, unknowns. Not always in a different way. She doesn't know if this is a memory, a dream, or something that, or someone else's. There's her the pain, make her face whatever is behind. Find another way out. There has to be something she missed. Let it happen. And this record gets worse. Well, using dream logic to end it out of here. That guy telling me that my mind is valuable. I want to know who the guy is. Let's try to look. Turn around, please. The woman's shoulders tight. For a moment, it feels like she heard something. But she doesn't. She turns it anyway. For a split second, Aiko almost sees her face. It looks familiar. Too familiar. When the image tears, her body locks. The shadow moves closer. She stumbles backwards. The woman jumps. Sound disappears. No rain, no city, no footsteps. Just falling. No. I tried to stop it. The darkness swallows the thought before it could finish. Aiko jolts awake. She grips the sheets, breathing fast. Too fast. Damn it. Again. She runs a hand through her hair. Exhales, trying to steady herself. Rain taps against the window. Neon flickers across the room. It felt real this time. Her phone vibrates. She freezes for half a second, then switches. Professional, composed. She answers. Commander, sorry to wake you. Oh, it's Kana. I should use a different voice, but I'm not going to. You wouldn't if you could wait. You wouldn't if you could wait. Commander, we have a situation. Details? I'm seeing multiple archived server failures. Failures? I thought so. But the system logs don't match. Explain. Kana hesitates for a second. Some records are corrupted. Others are still accessible. But their metadata is changing while the system is running. Changing how? Timestamps, security classifications, cross-reference associations. That's not possible. I know. The sound of rapid keyboard inputs filters faintly through the call. The archive integrity system keeps flagging contradictions. What kind of contradictions? The same records are appearing as both verified and compromised items. It is early in the morning for me. This is rough. Silence. Of course. And Commander, the attack pattern keeps moving. Moving. Every time we isolate the intrusion point, the system rewrites where the breach originated. Aiko stands, already moving. That's a bit of a contradiction right there. How do you stand and move? Unless she was moving, and then she just stood still. All right. Is this random corruption? No. At least I don't think it is. The target sectors feel deliberate. What sectors? Historical records. Aiko stops, just for a second. But they're not deleting records? No. If they were deleting them, recovery would make sense. Honestly, this looks more like... Kana stops herself. Like what? A long pause. Someone changing context. Dead air filled the void of the conversation between them. Contain the spread. We're trying. But to be frank, Commander, I don't think we fully understand what we're looking for yet. Aiko stares out across Shin Tokyo from her window. Neither do I. Aiko prepares to depart to the STPE precinct. Assemble the team. Already done. Good. I'm on my way. SPINES. Special Investigations, Negotiation, Enforcement Specialists. Well, there you go. That's what it stands for. Morning. SPINES headquarters. The room hums with data. Morning, Commander. We got a problem. This virus is insane. Like, actually elegant, which is bad, because it means whoever built it knows our entire system. Translation? They shouldn't be able to move through the system this fast. Someone is inside the archive network. Data screens flicker. Entire records disappear, then reappear, then disappear again. Tell me that's a display error. It's not. What are they doing? I don't know. That's a problem. I can't find a consistent target pattern. So this attack is random. Like a test run for a bigger attack. A test run for a bigger attack. No. If it were random or some sort of test, we'd see a broader damage. So they're selecting something? Maybe. Or we only think they are. What's that supposed to mean? It looks like they're targeting specific records, but then the records' relationships change. So every time I think I've identified the target set, it becomes something else. One of the archive displays flashes red. That's new. Nope, that's the third one. Can we at least determine the objective? The room goes quiet. Negative. Not confidently. Aiko studies the screens. She then processes the situation. At this rate, we're wasting time. We need to take a prioritized action to find out what they are doing before we decide why. I mean, should we try to at least trace the intruder? If we find the origin point, we'll get a better idea of their plans and act accordingly. We should stabilize the archives. Better to have some history than no history. We should deploy to the site. If it is an inside job, civilians could be at risk. Plus, it could give us a face behind the ghost. Let's trace the intruder to find out who's doing this, stabilize the archive to prevent further damage, or deploy a field team and investigate physically. That's a hard choice right there. On the one hand, I want to find out who's doing this, but if I don't prevent further damage, this gets real rough. I think I'm gonna actually go investigate physically though, because no matter how much online is going on, I think the physical is the way to go here. Prepare for departure. Already preparing transport. Archive surveillance is degrading rapidly. Whatever they redoing, it's spreading through multiple estance. I can't read this last word. Multiple. Oh, no. Well, it's gone. Actually, it's not. It's right here. It's straight. Whatever they're doing, it's spreading through multiple nodescents. So we move before it gets worse. Then let's roll out. 10 minutes later, rain lashes across the streets of Shin Tokyo. A Spines tactical transport speeds through the rivers of neon light. Police drones cut through the storm overhead. Emergency broadcasts flicker across nearby buildings. Inside the transport, the atmosphere is tense. This is my team. Hey, it looks like I was right about these two. This guy. This guy's probably Kuno. I'm gonna guess this is Victor. Yep, that's Connor right there. Unless that's Connor. I think that's Connor. I'm not sure. Calvin studies the facility layout. Yep, that's Calvin. Yep, that's Victor. Vander. Vander? I thought it was Victor. Oh man, I've been reading it wrong this whole time. That is Vander. Okay, well. So this is Vander. Kuro types rapidly into the portable. That's Kuro. Okay, that's actually really bad. Talk to me. Whoever's inside already bypassed two internal facility fail safes. I'm gonna remind people this is a alpha version, and this will probably be fixed by the time that the beta version is rolling around. Internal access? Maybe. Commander, we just lost another camera sector. Aiko watches the city lights blur past through the rain-streaked window. They're moving fast. 3 minutes later, the transport stops hard outside the National Historical Archive. Emergency lights pulse across the massive structure. Security barriers hang partially open. Several cameras twitch erratically. The rain feels heavier here. This place gives me a bad feeling. Alright, team, stay focused. The squad moves into the archive. Emergency lights flash across endless rows of service towers. Warning alarms overload. Entire server racks are shut down. Others are coming back online for themselves. Sector 12 just went dark. No, wait. It's back. That's impossible. Kuro rushes to a terminal. Something's wrong. Really wrong. Oh. Records are disappearing. They're not consistent. Kuro scrolls for a Some files are deleted. Some are altered. And some are being copied. Copied where? Public networks. Sealed investigations. Corporate misconduct reports. Political records. Someone's pushing them into open circulation. Warning sirens changes tone. A warning siren changes tone. Nearby terminal reports of new alerts. Tell me that's not spinning. It is. Can we stop it? I don't even know what it is yet. Aiko moves to another terminal. The data doesn't look damaged. It looks wrong. Names linked to the wrong events. Data attached to the wrong people. Records contradicting themselves. Kuro, what? Have you seen anything like this? No. Could this be corruption? Maybe. But corruption usually breaks things. Kuro points at the screen. This is changing now. Silence. Even Kuro sounds unsettled. Why? No one answers. Commander. We just lost another sector. We can't stop chasing weapons. We agree. Aiko nods. Contain the spread. Preserve everything we can. To figure out what they're doing after we stop the bleeding. Wow. I really don't like this. Aw, dang it. That song was just getting good. I say that it is my song. To be fair, that was the one thing I didn't mention. Is my music is in this. I didn't know how he was going to use it, but I like that. That actually kind of intensified that moment. I wanted to like get through. I was like, oh, something's going to happen, but yeah, okay. I enjoyed it. Somewhere across another rooftop, figures out watching the city, watching everything. For a moment, there was that's the prologue. Gotta say, I was not anticipating the music being that intense for a moment. I had me playing that me moment physically was going into my song. That was a lot better than I Alright, Chapter 1. The name behind the static. The National Historical Archive. Aftermath site. Emergency lights flash across endless server towers. The air smells like overheated circuitry and rainwater tracked in from the street. The squad moves through the damaged facility. Security gates were compromised before the public breach. Before at least 20 minutes. So this wasn't a break. Someone opened the door. Kuro kneels beside the damaged access terminal. I realized I'm no longer doing any voices. No, this doesn't make sense. What are you seeing? Some records are deleted, others are altered, and some files were pushed back into the public circulation. Internal scandals, corporate cover-ups, political records sealed decades ago. Someone dumped everything. Aiko stares at the corrupted terminal. No, this isn't destruction. It's manipulation. Someone is rewriting the narrative itself. The terminal flickers. A broken symbol flashes across the screen for less than a second. A closed eye. A vertical slash. Spine's headquarters. Briefing room. The team reconvenes. Oh my goodness. My mind. Under cold blue light, corrupted records continue cycling across the central display. Conflicting timelines, altered reports, recovered scandals, history reduced to evidence. The doors slide open. A tall man in dark formal enforcement coat enters. Shin Tokyo Enforcement Director Daisuke Nakama. Daisuke Nakama. The room straightens immediately. Even Vander stops moving. I assume none of you have slept. No one answers. Thoughts. He steps aside. A woman enters behind him. Distinguished, sharp-eyed, composed. This is Professor Hiroko Mifune, former Historical Systems Advisor to the National Restoration Initiative, and one of the few people who warned us this could happen. You expected an attack like this? Not this attack. Oroco approaches the corrupted display, but history centralized into digital systems was always vulnerable. Okay, but vulnerable and actively being rewritten by ghosts are very different categories, not as different as institutions prefer to believe. She studies the altered records. People think information control begins with censorship. A corrupted historical file opens and contradicts itself line by line. It begins with authorship. You believe this was planned? No, I believe this was rehearsed. Kuro returns to his terminal. I cleaned the distortion as much as I could, and it's not just a symbol. There's embedded text. The hologram symbol stabilizes. Sight. Silence settles over the room. Am I supposed to be a name? No, it's more like a philosophy. Explain. Sight determines what is remembered. She looks towards a broken archive feed and what is forgotten. If we observe their insignia closely, Heroku moves over to Kuro and points to the symbol. It shows an eye, half closed, half open. So they're claiming responsibility. They are claiming authority. Professor, can they do this again? Heroku does not answer immediately. They reach the archive once, then they already stand the architecture. The question is not whether they can do it again, it's where and what they want seen next. Kuro's terminal chirps. I hate when he says, There's another layer under the site signature. Can you isolate it? No. It moves like it knows what I'm looking at. The display briefly flashes. Secondary observer signature detected. Source unknown. Then the message vanishes. Commander Tanahashi. Find out what site wants. Find out who is standing behind them. Understood. The Shin Tokyo live map opens. Emergency signals bloom across the city like wounds. 3 priority events rise to the surface. Oh, okay. Neon District Data Link. Public screens are broadcasting sealed records. Data Vault District, a corrupted security system, is rewriting sealed access logs. Undercity relay signal, a corrupted broadcast relay is still active. So my goal is to find out who was behind this. I'm not worried about the public seeing the sealed record specifically. Do I just go? I should go to the broadcast relay because that's where the signal's coming from. Undercity access layer. Below Shin Tokyo, rainwater drains through rusted channels and forgotten transit tunnels. The corrupted relay signal pulses beneath the city grid. Surveillance the coverage below layer 9 is incomplete. Then we proceed tight and quiet. Underground signal relay, dead cameras, no backup. Feels like an invitation. Technically, it's more like a maliciously formatted RSVP. Ooh. Let's see. Proceed quietly and preserve formation. Prioritize civilian maintenance workers nearby. By plural probe the relay before entry. Probe the relay. Touch the system before we touch the door. Team reaches the relay station. Fresh cables snake through obsolete hardware. The site and emblem has been burned into the metal casing. That's very dramatic for infrastructure sabotage. Heavy footsteps echo in the tunnel. I mean, I don't disagree. That is very dramatic. Like, putting it in the code is one thing, but burning it into the side of the physical piece of metal, that's a different thing right there. The squad turns. A massive armored figure stands in the shadows. Big guy. Definitely not a hacker. The figure activates a device in one hand. The light flickers. Shin Tokyo runs on fragile systems. Not today. The device pulses. Every monitor in the tunnel dies at once. When the emergency lights return, the figure is gone. Signal burst intercepted. Transmission tag, Atlas. Spines headquarters. The team returns with more questions than answers. Transmission analysis confirms the tag is connected to the same encryption family as Site. Not the same user, same network. So we're dealing with cells. No, a hierarchy. Command structure? Something close. Puro decrypts part of the network pattern. Classification, match found. Okay, so comment right here is I think that you should have like, I don't know, it's hard to read some of the wording with the light blue and the white. Designation, the redacted. It's not impossible. I'm just saying it's a little hard. Sounds like a cult or a command structure. Either way, they're organized. Shin Tokyo Police Department lobby. Officers move through the building with quiet urgency. For a moment, Aiko is not in the field. She is between crises. Oh, shoot. Visit the locker room, visit security room, visit the server room, visit the shooting range, visit the armory, visit Oroko's office, or continue the operation. Not gonna lie, I'm very much a continue the operation kind of person, but I feel like that's gonna happen no matter what I choose here. I don't know if there's stats in this game or not, so like if I visit in the armory, I can get prepared for any altercation. The armory is cold, ordered and spotless. Every weapon has a place, every empty space feels attention. Inspect equipment. Aiko checks the equipment manifests. Everything is accounted for. That should be comforting. It is not. The armory is cold yet. Okay. Alright, I'm understanding how this works. We are going to go to the shooting range then. Shooting range smells faintly of metal and ozone. Targets hang motionless downrange. Oh, Calvin and Vander are here. Let me talk to Vander. Vander. City feels different after tonight. It does. People can handle bad news. We can't handle not knowing what is real. People deserve honesty first. If the truth hurts, hiding it only makes the wound deeper. Fair. Just don't let the city become a case file. The locker room is quieter than expected. A hum of overhead lights fills the silence. Okay. What? Was me talking to Vander the transition to go to the locker room? People need honesty. I'm going to double down on this. Was Vander supposed to be in the locker room? I think that's the case. So the shooting range is supposed to have Calvin as an interaction, which means I'm going back. Commander. Calvin lowers his weapon and checks the target. Clean shot. You need practice? No. I need rhythm. Chaos gets easier to read when your hands remember discipline. Discipline keeps people alive. Discipline cannot be calm rigidity. Discipline has to protect people, not systems. Order is useful if it keeps people breathing. Good answer. Not easy, but good. Yep. Okay. So I know the locker room has Vander in it. I'm assuming the security room has Kuro in it. And the server room has, well, I mean, if I'm just consistently in between. File not found. Oh, it's actually Kana. Commander, are you still working? Technically, I'm always working. That is not reassuring. It is statistically safer than the alternative. Sight exploited blind spots, not weaknesses, blind spots. Prioritize actionable signals. Filter the noise. We can't. We act on what we can change. What can change the outcome? Understood. I will pretend I am not offended by the phrase surveillance has limits. I didn't say surveillance has limits, but okay. This is just it's stuff that will be worked on. I'm sure the security room is alive with surveillance feed. Shin Tokyo watches itself from every wall. All right, so then there's just the server room and Haruko's office after, right? The server room hums with cold precision. Rooms with the rows of machines breathing soft pulses of light. Talk to Kuro. Yeah. Hope you say anything I know on. That's why I want to read it because it's all connected. Before you say anything, I know the table was not technically approved for the server network. Kuro. The technically approved and actually useful are often enemies. Kuro. I found something weird. That is usually why I let you finish talking. The site data wasn't just hidden, it was arranged. I should have in the car she was the one looking at the cameras and he was the one on the servers. I should have remembered that. Plus he's my hacker dude, so like someone wanted us to find the first layer and the missed the second. Mm, follow the second layer. Okay. That is either very smart or extremely terrifying. Possibly both. You know, just doing my job. And now let's go talk to my boss. Oh, no. This is the professor that came in. That's right. Distinguished and quiet in a way the rest of the station is not. Shelves of physical books line the walls beside carefully arranged digital archives. Interesting. Nothing feels decorative. Everything feels chilled. Deliberate. I like that. Commander Tanahashi. Professor. You look like someone trying to decide whether the city is wounded or lying. Can it be both? Most cities are. Hiroko adjusts one of the physical books on her desk. Digital records fail loudly. Physical records fail quietly. Both can be made to lie. You think sight understands that? I think sight understands something more dangerous, which is people do not need history to be true. They need it to be stable. Oh, this is getting into an interesting concept. Right. History teaches us how systems fail. History matters only if it protects people now, or history needs structure before interpretation. Hmm. History teaches us how we fail. If we understand the pattern, we can interrupt it. Good. Good. We're not asking what happened. We're asking what meaning survived. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's true. We learn from our mistakes. That's the whole point. All right. Let's continue though. Go back. Continue. Is this the end of it? I mean, I don't want to go into a text editor. I'm not, I guess that was the end of the end of the end of the video. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but yeah. Thank you for watching, and next time we'll have more of the video. Hopefully, this won't be too long before this happens.